Ma'at Hotep. I am Ntrt Kefa Menu Ma'at. The title of this video is In God We Trust. The reason why I have decided to title this In God We Trust is because it was revealed to me about how we live our lives and realizing of going through so many different experiences and seeing how these events happen in our lives in the manner that they do or the sequences that they do. It truly brought attention to me and asked me that question. So I pose this question to you. And what God is your trust in? Now, most people, their normal response will be, well, my trust is in the one most high. Why? My trust is in the Most High, or God, Allah, Elohim, Ntrt, the divine. We have many different names because of our cultures, because of the different locations that we are on this planet. We call it different things. And that is the first response that people have. And they say, oh, because I read such and such, my love and my devotion and all my energy and time is into that being, that entity that we call it. And it's some because they go to a temple or a building of such that we feel that we are dedicating our time and energy to that entity that created that which created us. But then I would ask that question because there's another God that most of us serve more so than we ever think that we do, more so than the Creator. And that is this one, In God We Trust. Right there. It doesn't matter what the bill is, 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. This is In God We Trust. Most of us spend all of our time, our energies, our thought processes in inquiring this bill. And we are taught, programmed, because taught and programmed is the same thing, because that's what you're doing whenever you're reading anything. You are programming your mind and consuming into your mind these words, and each word, whether on paper or speaking like I am, holds energy, and we consume that and take it into our being. We consume it into our bodies, we consume it into our minds, we consume it into our spirit. Now, what I want to show you is this, or convey this to you, and I just want you to think about this. We spend more than 10 hours a day working at a job or a company or a career, no matter how you look at it, because a career is still the same thing as a job. You just may get paid more. That's about it. And you either you're taking the bus or the train, or some of us are walking. You even have some that are actually being really good with this, and they're riding bicycles to work. That happens a lot here in the DC metropolitan area. But most people are driving. You still have people who are driving out here. So whether you're driving or taking a bus or taking the metro, you're doing all that time. You're spending a lot of that time to get to work, and you're spending your 8 hours there at work. And you also having your half an hour or an hour time to eat lunch. And you're doing this, and most of us are working for companies that we don't like. We're depressed there. We don't like it there. We don't get along with the co-workers, or there's always the childhood he say, she say that goes on at work all the time that we experience. So, a lot of us are not even happy at the jobs that we have, but we go there so that we can acquire this, so that we can be able to move to get the things that we want to get. Now, again, remember, most of our time, over 10 hours a day, is spent on that. Some of us even have another job, a second job, that we are looking to make more of this so we can do more of the extra activities that we want to have, or to be able to do more for our children, to buy food, pay the bills. We're paying a company so that we can be able to have heat, of which we originally was given naturally for free, or we're paying a company for air conditioning so it can cool us off, of which we also was given us naturally for free. Same thing for paying for water every month, which we were also given naturally for free. So we spend a lot of this for things that we were given free, but we completely forgot that. We are going off of, because we were taught and programmed to think that we have to have this in order to survive. We have to have this in order to live. Then what we do is, once we get that paycheck and we cash that in, that piece of paper, we get another piece of paper. And it's your Federal Reserve note. That's what it is. It's a note. It doesn't have no real true value in it, but we are taught that it has value in it because it allows us to buy food. It allows us to buy drink. It allows us to buy clothes and be able to have a roof over our head. So it appears it has value. Now, what I want you to think about is this. You buy these food with this money that you have worked so hard, your energy to acquire. You buy food. Most of these foods that we purchase is not good for us. It's unhealthy. It brings an imbalance into our body, into our mind, and it kills our spirit every day. There are many people out there who will tell you right now, for what I'm about to say to you, she is wrong. That there's nothing wrong with eating meat. It is a good thing to eat, and it tastes good. You can't prove that to be wrong, that it's wrong to eat meat. But let me say something to you, because it actually has proven itself. Because most people who are meat eaters are also the ones who have cancer, diabetes, memory loss, heart attack, strokes, all types of these ailments that we have now brought into our bodies because of the food that we purchase. That goes along with the unnatural sugars and sweeteners that we take into our bodies, the drinks that we take that may be concentrated or got different type of dyes and chemicals in it so it can taste good, so we can consume it. You're killing your body and killing your spirit. We're doing a natural, slow suicide every day, and that's what we're doing. So just so you know, you can't get mad at somebody who just does it quickly and jumps off a bridge or shoots himself, because you're committing suicide every day. You're just doing it slowly. Then you also take this money and you go out there and you acquire drugs, and your drug could be anything. And don't forget, a drug, we call it drugs because that's what we were taught it is. Tylenol, over the counter, Tylenol, Aleve, ibuprofen, things like that. Then you have your pharmaceutical stuff that you actually have to pay bigger of these for to get that. Or you have your street drugs like your marijuana, your cocaine, your crack cocaine, your PCP, and all these different things. Also, it's a drug, is buying your cigarettes and your cigars and all these different things that we take into our body that clouds us, that brings that cancerous spirit into our bodies. So understand, these ailments that we call physically cancer and diabetes and heart attacks, they are spirits that we have consumed into our body. And then we use more of these, and we go and buy the cars that we have because we need the cars to get around. So then we have to, and those cars are polluting the air that we breathe, the air that the birds are breathing, and all the other different animals and creatures that the Creator created for us, around us, for the different reasons, because everything has this cycle and purpose for it being here. And then, we wonder why we can't breathe that well. Do any of us even know what true clean water tastes like? To breathe clean, fresh air, period, no matter where you are in this world, and not this world, where you are in the planet, because this world is very different from the planet. Planet is the earth. It is this concrete place that we live in. A world is nothing more than a concept and an idea, a thought. And each of us have our own world that we live in, and we all have a cumulative thought that makes up the world that we see before us. This world of In God We Trust. Then you have those of us who go to these temples or churches, and I'm not dogging out the systems or anything like that. I'm going through everything and making a point. Many of us who do that, we spend all that energy acquiring this along with what we used it for, because what matters is what you're using it for. So if we were using this to go to the churches, and then we're giving 10% of this, which is really 10% of your energy, but in paper, physical form, it looks like this. And we put it into the offering plate, and we do it either to keep everything going on into the building that we just came into, and in a sense, you're also paying the pastor for giving you what they call the good word to help you through your life and the things that you're going through. But you have to use this to get that. Because there's some of us who are paying more of this because some of people who don't really have much of this to give. So you're giving this so that you can give more of this. And I can say this because I've been there before. I've been there where I have been into some of them where they say, if you give 100 of these, and within 2 weeks, you'll double it 10 times more than what you started off with. That means you're really not giving for your heart. And you're not giving to help another. You're giving because you want to help yourself to get more of this so you can do more of the things that you're doing of killing yourself. Because that's what you're doing. And when I say I'm killing yourself, you're killing the spirit of that lives within you. You're killing the God in you. And that's what you're doing. We're enslaving the one most high that resides in all that it creates. So I say to you, and I ask you that question. We spend a lot of this to get the things that we do, a lot of the behaviors that we have. Those people who are on drugs and drink alcohol and so on, these spirits that they take into their bodies, a lot of them, they consume so much of it that they end up choosing this over their families. They choose this over their children. They choose this over their spouses or their boyfriends or their girlfriends. They choose it over their jobs. They even choose it over their belief systems. We use this to buy food that completely contradicts most people's belief systems. But yet you say that your trust is in the one most high. Your trust is in the creator. But your trust is truly only in this. And when you see this, in God we trust, you see a physical piece of paper. Physical piece of paper is created also by the physical human. That means the God that you're speaking of is human. It's the ones who are in control that we have given our power over to, that we have given the authority to think for us, to guide us, to tell us how to live, to cure us of our ailments that they have helped to give us, but we accepted it, and this is what we do every day of our lives. And what God do you trust? I don't think it's the one most high. It's not the creator. Because the creator is actually given less time of worship or praise or giving thanks, because we spend more time acquiring this in God we trust than we do putting our trust in the creator that created us, that gave us the ability to even create this. So I ask you, and I want you to truly think about this when I say this to you. In what God is your trust in? What do you spend most of your time acquiring and praising and giving your love and devotion to? I hope you think about it. Thank you for watching. And I also like to say thank you to Heru Unk Ra Samaj. He is the maker of the ring that I am wearing and the pendant that I am wearing. It is a symbolization of the Ankh, which is a representation of eternal life in man, woman, and child. And it also has the letter K mixed into it. That was a vision that I had. And my friend Maurice had designed it for me and put it on paper form. And it's also my business logo. And it's also the symbol for the awakening of the Black Common Unity Movement. I just wanted to give thanks to Heru for all that you have done and creating this ring for me. I give great thanks to Watu. And thank you everyone, for my spiritual family and friends that are watching this. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Ma'at Hotep.